Imagine this. You're going about your day, everything seems normal, but there's this subtle, quiet pressure creeping into your life. You might think, oh, stress again. But let's pause and flip the script on stress. Before we dive in, take a quick second. Yes, that subscribe button right there. Hit it, turn on the bell, so you don't miss any insights to make life a bit easier. Alright, back to stress. Most people think stress is all bad, but it's actually pretty useful. It's chronic stress we should watch out for. Let me paint a picture to explain. Imagine you're sitting at home, relaxed, and suddenly, a lion bursts into the room. What's the first thing you'd feel? Your body would kick into high gear. Your muscles tense, your heart pounds faster, and your senses sharpen. Your body is gearing you up for action, to fight or to escape. That powerful response is called stress, and it's a natural, built-in survival tool. It's your body's way of protecting you in high-stakes situations. Stress, when balanced, keeps us alert and ready for whatever comes our way. It's chronic, unrelenting stress that can weigh us down. So next time you feel that rush, remember, it's your body working with you, not against you. In small, manageable doses, stress actually works in our favor. It sharpens us, keeps us on our toes. But when you start living in that alert mode for too long, that's when we get into trouble, and that's called chronic stress. Let me break this down further. Our body uses a couple of key hormones to help us respond to stress. There's cortisol, the well-known stress hormone, and then there's adrenaline, which kicks in during those intense moments, priming you to either fight or flee. Cortisol gets your body ready by releasing more sugar into your blood, providing quick energy. Adrenaline, on the other hand, cranks up your heart rate and sharpens your senses. So next time you feel your heart racing, it's these two working behind the scenes to keep you prepared. Now, stay with me. Stress is how our body responds to any demand or pressure, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. Yes, I said emotional. Some of you might be feeling a bit too much emotional pressure lately. Maybe someone served you breakfast, a little heartbreak, perhaps? But whatever the cause, any situation that feels like a demand on you can trigger this stress response. Here's where chronic stress gets problematic. When you're always in that stressed state, worrying about work, finances, relationships, or just life in general, your body stays flooded with cortisol. And too much cortisol is like running your car engine non-stop. Eventually, things start to wear down. So, while a bit of cortisol helps you stay ready for challenges, living in a chronic state of stress? That's like keeping the pedal to the metal all the time. Your body and mind both need those breaks to reset. Understanding this can be your first step toward finding a healthier balance. Alright, picture this. You've got your car, right? You get in, press that accelerator all the way down, and just keep it there. Imagine holding it down for an hour straight. What's going to happen? Your engine is going to overheat, parts will wear down, and your mechanic? Oh, they're buying a new house off of your repairs. This is exactly what happens to your body when it's in a constant state of stress. You're always revving, without hitting the brakes, and eventually, things start to break down. Now, stress doesn't just hit you in one area, it's more like a chain reaction. To make it super clear, let's walk through the impact of stress from head to toe. 1. Mood and depression. One of the first things stress steals from you is your happiness. With constant stress, cortisol levels stay elevated, and this can seriously affect your mood. Over time, if you're weighed down by stress, it can lead to depression. You start to lose interest in things you once loved, and it becomes harder and harder to find joy in life. 2. Irritability and anger. Ever notice how little things start to annoy you when you're stressed? You might find yourself getting mad over small stuff that wouldn't usually bother you. Constant stress can make you more irritable and even lead to anger issues. 3. Sleep problems. With cortisol and adrenaline pumping through your system, you're always on high alert. This makes it difficult to wind down at night. Poor sleep means your body doesn't get the rest it needs to repair and recharge. Without that restorative sleep, you're not only exhausted, but it starts to affect your memory too. You might forget things you normally wouldn't. 4. Headaches. If you're dealing with frequent headaches, stress might be the culprit. When your body is constantly tense, it can lead to muscle tension and, in turn, headaches. So, stress isn't just a feeling, it has real, physical effects that can ripple through every part of your life. The key takeaway here? Learn to recognize these signs and give yourself time to unwind. Your mind and body will thank you. Alright, let's move down from the head and see what else stress does to your body. Imagine Sant is no longer smiling, he's feeling down, and that's just the beginning. Next, let's talk about the stomach. There's a fluid in your stomach called gastric acid, which helps digest food. But when you're under chronic stress, your body may start producing too much of this acid, and that can lead to stomach ulcers. Ever had that burning sensation in your chest? That's acid reflux or heartburn, which happens when some of this acid travels up. So here's another way stress wreaks havoc on your body. Now, because you can't sleep or rest, he's constantly in a fight or flight mode. And in this mode, your body basically deprioritizes your immune system, putting it on the back burner because it thinks surviving the immediate danger is more important. This is why, when you're super stressed, you tend to fall sick more often. See the pattern? Stress weakens your immune system, making you more vulnerable. Now, let's talk about the heart. Even though people often say it's on the left side of the chest, the heart actually sits in the center, tilted slightly to the left. But let's leave that for now. When you're chronically stressed, your blood pressure rises, which can lead to hypertension. And over time, high blood pressure puts you at risk for heart disease and even heart attacks. All from one thing: chronic stress. And here's another effect: sugar. When you're stressed, your body releases more glucose, sugar, into the bloodstream to give you quick energy in case you need to fight or flee. In a real threat, that's helpful. But if you're constantly stressed, your blood sugar stays elevated, putting you at risk for high blood sugar and, over time, diabetes. So, one thing: chronic stress is affecting your whole body, from mood to immune system to heart health to blood sugar. This is why managing stress isn't just about feeling better, it's about protecting your long-term health. Alright, let's take this down a notch and talk about how stress affects the reproductive system. Both men and women have organs that play crucial roles here, but here's the deal. When you're stressed, your body decides this is not a priority. It's survival first. Imagine you're being chased by a lion. You wouldn't exactly be focused on romance, right? If you're feeling that intense stress, reproduction isn't on your body's to-do list. So, what happens? When chronic stress takes over, men may experience issues like erectile dysfunction, because your body is literally shifting resources away from this area to deal with what it sees as a bigger problem. Women can experience fertility issues under chronic stress too, as stress interferes with the hormones that support reproduction. For some, stress can also lead to a decrease in sex drive. Think about it. After a long day, especially if you've been through something stressful like hours of traffic, the last thing on your mind might be intimacy. This isn't because there's anything wrong with you, it's simply your body's way of conserving energy after dealing with a high-stress day. So, if you're planning to grow your family, reducing stress can actually improve your chances. Stress management isn't just about feeling good, it has real impacts on your overall health and well-being, even down to your relationships. And if stress is constantly putting you in this survival mode, that's where you start to see how one thing, chronic stress, really impacts every corner of your life. So, the message here? Find those breaks, practice unwinding, and don't let stress steer your life. Now let's talk about missed periods. Chronic stress can disrupt your menstrual cycle, so if you've noticed a gap in your monthly flow, it might be stress, not just last month's late nights or heavy workload. Studies even show that women undergoing intense physical training, like those who just joined the military, often experience missed periods. All those demanding exercises, crawling under mud, climbing walls, create a stress response in the body, which can delay menstruation for weeks or even months. Let's also touch on muscle tension. Stress doesn't only target the muscles in your neck or shoulders, it can tense up muscles throughout your body. This constant tension adds up, creating even more stress. It's like we're all holding onto things we don't need to. Tension from the day, tension from worry, even tension from things that didn't go our way. It's a cycle we need to break. And speaking of stress, some of you have subscribed already, but for those who haven't, hey, don't miss out on these free life lectures. Alright, with that little nudge, let's get to the main question. What can we do about stress? 1. Practice mindfulness. You can't eliminate stress entirely, but you can manage it. Mindfulness is about observing what's happening around you and asking yourself if reacting or worrying will actually change anything. Pause, reflect, and choose your battles wisely. 2. Stay active. Your body is designed to move. Physical activity releases endorphins, your body's natural mood lifters. Even a short walk or some stretching can change your whole mood. Exercise isn't just for the body, it's a recharge for the mind. 3. Talk it out. We often hold stress close, but sharing it lightens the load. Find someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or even a therapist, and talk it out. Like having a co-pilot in a plane, having someone to listen can help you navigate rough patches. 4. Watch your diet. Stress makes us crave unhealthy foods. If you notice a sudden craving for sugary or junk foods, that's often a sign of stress. Instead, try sticking to a balanced diet. Nourishing yourself well gives your body the energy it needs to manage stress better. 5. Seek help if needed. Sometimes, stress needs a bit more support to manage. And that's okay. Seeing a therapist can be a big step toward understanding and reducing stress. So, whether it's the upstairs noise or life's curveballs, don't let stress steal your peace. Take control, find your balance, and prioritize your well-being. And if you think someone else could use this message, share this video with them. Leave a comment if there's anything I missed, and let's keep this conversation going. My commitment to you is stronger than stress.